The laughter echoed in the hallway like a cruel chorus. Sophia froze for a moment, her knuckles tightening around the strap of her bag. She had just finished her 3rd week as a substitute teacher at Oak Ridge Academy, a prestigious private school. She loved teaching every page of the textbooks, every spark in a curious student's eye, but today, something felt different. As she turned the corner toward the teacher's lounge, 3 teenage boys stepped into her path. They smirked, blocking her way. She recognized them immediately, Dylan, Mark, and Tyler, sons of some of the wealthiest families in town. Dylan's father was the CEO of a major tech company. Mark's mother ran a luxury brand empire. Tyler's parents, they were senior executives in the same corporation, the very company Sophia owned. Of course, none of them knew that part. Sophia had chosen to work as a substitute teacher anonymously. Teaching had always been her passion, but after inheriting her late father's company and turning it into a multi-million-dollar success, she had little time. Still, she missed the classroom. So she quietly signed up to teach under her mother's maiden name. Nice blouse. Miss Dillon sneered, eyeing the soft cream silk top she had bought as a small reward for herself. Before she could respond, Mark reached out, tugged at the delicate sleeve, and with a sharp rip, the seam tore open. The sound was deafening in the silence that followed. Sophia's heart pounded. She felt the heat rising to her face, not just from embarrassment, but from the sting of disrespect. The boys chuckled, tossing a half-hearted oops over their shoulders before sauntering away. She stood there, stunned. Her mind raced. She'll report them? Demand an apology? But deep down, Sophia knew the problem went beyond these 3 boys. She had seen the way they treated other students, mocking less wealthy classmates, belittling anyone who stood up to them. They acted untouchable. Because in many ways, they were. Their parents' influence seemed to shield them from any real consequences. Sophia finished her day with her head high, pretending nothing happened. But that night, in the quiet of her penthouse office, she made a decision that would change everything. The next morning, she arrived at school as usual, teaching her classes with the same patience and warmth. But later that afternoon, she sat down in the principal's office. "I need to report a bullying incident," she said calmly, detailing exactly what had happened. The principal sighed, looking almost apologetic. "You know, Sophia, these are good kids from important families. We'll talk to them." But she smiled, a quiet, knowing smile. "Don't worry. I understand perfectly." That evening, back at her corporate headquarters, Sophia summoned her HR director. She handed over 3 folders each containing records of the boys' parents, who were high-ranking executives or business partners in her company. "These people have been valuable to the company," the HR director said cautiously. "They were," Sophia replied, "but I will not tolerate employees whose children think cruelty is acceptable. The example starts at home." Letters of termination went out that night. No severance packages, no extensions, just a clear explanation. The toxic culture that had trickled from their homes to their children's behavior was incompatible with the company's values. The fallout was immediate. The next week, the boys sat in her classroom looking pale and uncertain. Whispers rippled through the school as they pieced together the truth that the substitute teacher they had mocked and humiliated was in fact the owner of one of the largest employers in town. Dylan's hand shot up hesitantly. "Miss, we're sorry for what we did." Sophia looked at them, her voice steady but not unkind. "I don't want your apology because of what happened to your parents' jobs. I want you to understand that respect isn't something you give based on someone's clothes or status. It's something you give to every person, every time." For the first time, the boys looked genuinely remorseful. Months later, Sophia left her substitute position, but not before those same boys now. More Humble helped organize a school-wide anti-bullying campaign. They spoke publicly about their mistakes, admitting how their sense of entitlement had blinded them. As for Sophia, she returned to running her company, but with a new program in place: scholarships for underprivileged youth and training workshops for employees and their families about empathy and respect. In the end, she knew she had done more than fire a few executives. She had planted the seeds of change in a place where arrogance had once grown unchecked, and for her, that was worth far more than silk,